You caught me! Vocal Empowerment Coach Dot Todman here. Today I'm going to be talking about Wicked and the amazing underlying themes that you may not know will make or break you as a performer. If you are someone who likes to sing or perform or act or anything like that, this is the movie for you, and I will tell you why. There are so many gems, there are so many amazing things in this movie that can actually help you become a better performer. And I want to talk about what lies beneath the surface, because this is a very well done movie. Every performer has to deal with some of these themes in this musical, not just good versus evil or black and white or green and white or whatever you want to call it. It's not just that. It has to do with what's going on in our mind around how we're perceived and how we're judged and how we want to stay in our authentic power. So we know we had a popular girl and we know we had an unpopular girl, right? The Glinda, the good witch, who has always been just told to smile and do the right thing. Smile, get up and sing, be your best artist. Just please the crowd, please other people. And back in the day, she was seen very plastic, very superficial. I remember when I was a little girl, I loved her. She's so pretty. She's so perfect. She's so beautiful. Can you think of your friends, any friends at high school like that were so perfect and pretty and beautiful? We have that perceived as good. And then we have the evil green witch, who's really her friend, the wicked, in quotes, witch, who wasn't even really wicked, as you come to find out, right? But she literally is someone who sees through all the BS belief systems. And she's able to say, I don't agree with that. And she has the courage to stand up for what's right. She sees through the system. So now we have these two people who are best friends that are pitted against each other in a fake way, because this underlying theme of what are other people going to say? How are other people going to respond versus can I be in my power? Can I be in my alignment? And can I have the courage to stand up for what I know is true? So as a performer, how does that relate to like standing up for what's true? Well, it's allowing yourself to fully be expressed as you. And most of us, we think, well, I want to do this thing. I want to sing this song, or I want to be this way. But what are other people going to think about that? If I go and sing this song and do this thing, people are going to think I'm weird. Or what if it sounds bad? What if who cares, right? The witch was like, who cares? But guess what? Whenever we stand up and be in our fullness, the fear is, I'm going to get crucified. I'm going to die, right? So of course, everyone knows the song, Ding Dong, the witch is dead. That's the old one. Now they have new songs, She's Dead, right? They're celebrating the death. The death of what? It's really the death of an old self. It's really the death of an ego.
Oh my God.
Because as we see, and spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. So don't watch the rest of this if you haven't seen it. In the end, we find out that she can live, but not in that old world. And what I think is really cool about this, and it's funny, I saw this on Broadway 25 years ago and did not understand it at all because I was in the nosebleed section and the neurodivergence kicked in. But now in front of a big screen, you can clearly see, oh my gosh, this is about life. It's a much deeper look at being in our own alignment and allowing ourselves to literally stand for not just what we think is true externally, but who we really are internally. This book is for any performer that wants to really have the courage, like the Wicked Witch, to stand in their integrity and be vocally free, because it is your birthright. It's your birthright to be able to sing and express the voice that only you have, the way that you want to, because it's the song that lives in your soul. And that's what I'm about. So over the past 25 years, I've created a lot of really awesome tools to help people integrate those tools into their life. You can get it at breatheintoyourpower.com so that then you can start to breathe into your voice and sing and feel amazing. Let's take a look at what really makes up popular versus unpopular. There's this underlying theme of approval from other people, right? We have this girl who's so pretty and she's told from a young age, just smile and do the right thing and people please and your whole life will be perfect. And she bought into that. Then we have this other green person who didn't quite have an easy childhood. And those of you out there who were maybe adopted like me and have other circumstances can relate. We have someone who does not fit in. And I know that everyone feels like they don't fit in. But then they take it a layer deeper. And this is what I loved. So we all know, she finds the wizard doesn't have the powers. We're off to see the wizard. Oh, it's just a man behind a curtain and a scary monster thing that's not real. And the doggy rebelled at. Well, lo and behold, there was a whole population of people being deceived just because one person was scared to tell the truth. And so then we have this other theme of truth versus a lie. Then we have another theme underneath that of asleep versus awake. And once you wake up, which means, oh, I see that it's not real. I see that the illusion is not real. So they figure out, well, the wizard can't really do anything and there really is no magic, but this girl is the magic, right? The wicked girl has the freaking magic. She has the power within herself. And so do you. And she's invited to join forces with the fake people, the people that want to keep the other people asleep so that they can sell to them and manipulate them and control them, right? And make money off of them. Are you guys listening to what I'm saying? So that's the old world. That's the world that, we kind of live in now, but do we like this world? Is this world helping us? No, it's not really helping us, is it? I mean, unless you like being in that illusion. But once you wake up, can you fall back to sleep again and pretend it's not real? This is the challenge that Glinda, the good witch, faces. And they actually wrote a new song for her that's in the movie that is not in the Broadway version. And she talks about this in an interview I got to attend.
Of course, it's a Stephen Schwartz original song. When we discussed it, and I saw the lyrics before I heard the song, and I was just so grateful because it's this beautiful narrative piece, and it's a sacred moment where she becomes brave and makes the decision to really become good after this lifetime of thinking that she's doing good but not really knowing what that word means.
They actually made her character have a lot more depth, and I appreciate this depth because it's something everyone can relate to, and that is when you see what's really going on. For example, I'm a performer, right? I work with a lot of performers, a lot of celebrities, a lot of people in Hollywood. I'm not calling anyone out. But let's say, okay, I can do this Pepsi commercial now. Even though, I have an uncle that died of Parkinson's disease because he was addicted to Pepsi. And I'm not trying to say that causes it. We all know that Pepsi's not good for us. But we can get $1 million if we do this commercial. That's the same thing as what Glinda was trying to get Elphaba to do. Just join forces and we'll make it all happen. And Elphaba's like, I don't know about that. So what'd she do? She went off on her own and she tried to save the people, tried to save the animals, right? Or the lower class, I wonder who that could be. But anyway, so there were levels in the society. Of course, they use animals, right, as the levels. And their voices are getting taken away. Voice, oh my gosh, your voice is being taken away. And so now we have these issues at hand. And she tries to solve it and wake the people up and the animals. And do they wake up? Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! No, they don't wake up. They don't wake up. So what happens? She surrenders. The last theme that's probably the most important theme, has to do with your heart. And it has to do with keeping the heart open. So when bad things happen, right? Like, oh, this person is acting like they love me, but then they end up rejecting me, like the Wicked Witch of the East. I'm going to close my heart. I'm going to not have forgiveness versus keeping the heart open. And what was so interesting to me, in the movie, the two main witches literally had their hearts open. Even when they closed them, they were still crying. If you're crying, your heart's open. Your heart's open! That's good. It's always, we think it's easier to live with a closed heart, but that's not who we are. It's actually easier to have an open heart, but it takes more courage to let that heart be open and to step out into the world as who we truly are. Bottom line is this. Now we have some themes at play. Are we going to serve the wizard, which could be symbolic of the way the world works? We live in this world of duality. We live in this world of like, oh, just look good and feel good and get everything external and then look for validation from others. And then there's freedom. Then there's your ability to choose and stand by what is right and in your own alignment. Be in your own alignment, stand for what you think is true, and be the unapologetic version of yourself, which is what the witch couldn't help but do because she's kind of green, so she couldn't really change that, huh? And it's not just about being green. It also covers what's going on inside. So this battle between good and evil, once again, it has nothing to do with, external. It has to do with what's going on in their minds. And are they willing to be fully in their power and walk in the alignment of their truth? Unapologetically express. This is what artists do, right? Well, at least it's what we want to do. Hey, I want to get up and sing and I want to get up and be the best performer ever, but I'm scared because what if I'm not the best performer? What if people don't like me? You have someone who, through the whole sequence, through all of the movies, has always remained true to herself. She's always been in her alignment. She's had the courage to say, no, I don't want to do that Pepsi commercial, or no, I don't want to do this thing, because even though you could give me money and fame and all that, that's not helping people. That's not me being in my highest service. And this is why this movie is so profound. It's actually calling people to be in their alignment. And the beauty of it is, once she does that, she actually becomes more magnetic to the love prince. Ooh, she becomes magnetic because he's like, who is this girl? She's not like everyone else. I mean, we know she's green and stuff, but inside she's not like everyone else because she's actually standing for something. She's not so fake and plastic and easy like these other people. When you decide, I am going to stand for what I believe in. I am going to be in my truth. I am going to be all of who I am. Then we become magnetic, we attract the love, and then we leave the matrix, or we leave that world of duality, and we create our own world. And that is what I thought was such a beautiful message. When you have a big screen in front of your face, blasting images and teaching these principles in a way that's digestible and fun and easy to sing, you have in front of you a masterpiece. So I highly, highly recommend this movie because there are so many good messages. The main one for me is to not be afraid of who you really are, who and what your natural gifts and talents are, right? My natural gifts and talents, honestly, for the longest time, I felt like people aren't going to get me because I do all these different things, right? I like to play with puppets and I have a doggy that I can make talk. As a vocal empowerment coach, my goal in life, right, is to first allow myself, because how am I going to do it? How am I going to expect other people to do it if I don't do it? But allow myself to be fully expressed as me. And that's a work in progress. And then allow other people and to support other people in being fully expressed as them. And then, of course, you can learn all your drills along the way, but 9 times out of 10, people have vocal issues because There's some belief system in their mind that's stopping them from making that progress. So with Breathe Into Your Power, this book that I wrote, first step is tuning in, is literally tuning in, which is what the main characters did in Wicked, right? She sat, she was with herself, she felt her pain, she dropped in, she breathed. She was so powerful because she was organic and authentic. And when you're organic and authentic, you attract other organic and authentic people, and you create and pave a pathway of life and awesomeness and empowerment that you want, because your consciousness literally shapes your reality. With Breathe Into Your Power, it's going to give you some really awesome tools that will help you to come into your own alignment. What I'm saying is your brain and nerves can come in and ruin everything while you're singing, even if you practice. So this book teaches your nervous system how to rewire so that you can access vocal technique and sing beautifully. And I feel like these are the things that are missing with vocal training. You know, you can train and do lip trills and all these different awesome exercises, right? Which you can find all over the place. You can do that until you're blue in the face, but that's not really gonna help you unless you feel good about it. If you are scared, then your voice is gonna lock up. So I like to help people get in a space where they already feel free and in alignment, but that's something you gotta practice. What's great about this is there are 5 steps to help you align and to stay in that alignment so that you can have automatic access to your vocal empowerment. You can start to breathe into your voice and sing and feel amazing and feel like you're in your own alignment because you deserve it. It's your birthright. Vocal Empowerment Coach Dot Todman signing off, because remember, at the core of your deepest fears, right, the places you don't want to go, that's where the keys of your empowerment are. If you want to learn more and work with me, go to my website, C.O.R.E and sign up for a free core discovery call. Remember to like, share, and follow for more.